Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, as you remember in our last video, I kind of ran out of time on the end of the day at Wednesday and basically got everything, got the basics back into this room and basically so I could go to bed that night and get ready for another week at work. Well, I'm on my new weekend now and I want to finish up this room today. And basically that means getting everything back in here. I also want to hang up some of the posters and pictures and stuff like that on the wall. These are things that really haven't gone anywhere else in the house, and I wasn't really sure where I wanted to put them, but I didn't want to do anything in this room until we painted. And now that the painting is done, we're going to get that taken care of. I also got a little bit of touch up to do on some of the trim. You know, that ends up happening. I ended up only getting like one coat of paint over here, like in the way into the bathroom here, and as a result, that's the painting there is a little bit thin in some spots, and I need to do a little bit of second coat on just to get it to look better. But other than that, in addition to doing that and getting the room back together, I think I also want to put a little light in this room. The only light right now is this ceiling fan, and when the windows aren't open like they are right now, this room can be a little dark, and so I want to have the ability to light it up a little bit more, and I'm going to have to go buy some lighting for this room today. So I also want to get that done. So let's get going on this. The first thing I want to do is to get everything that's supposed to be in this room back in this room, and that starts with reloading these shelves. Now, one of the things that's bugging me about these shelves right now is they aren't centered left or right. It's a lot closer to that wall than it is to that wall. So I want to see if I can get them centered. But before, I had a table sitting in this corner, and I got to make sure that I don't move the shelves over too far that the table won't fit. So I want to get the table in there and get that spacing figured out, and then see if we can get this thing better centered, because it's going to be a lot easier to move these things now that they're empty than it will be once I get them full. So I think the first thing I got to do is move that table back in here and put that in that corner. So let's start with that. All right, I got the table into position, and from that I was able to figure out what the width between this wall and this wall was, and then measure the length of the shelves, to take the total length minus the width of the shelves, divide that in half, and 50% of it goes on that side, 50% goes on that side. I got everything centered better, and so that is a little less offensive to my eyes. Doesn't bother me as much. But one thing that's still bugging me a little bit is these things aren't perfectly flat and flush with each other. So you notice there's like about a 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch gap at the top, but as you work your way down to the bottom, they're actually butted together. So I think what I want to do, and it's even worse on this one, look at that, that's like 3/4 of an inch at the top and about 3/8 of an inch at the bottom. So I definitely need to do a little work on that. Fortunately, I can level all of these, and hopefully if I get them level, both front and back and side to side, they'll fit together better and it'll look more like a single piece. So I'm going to spend a little time on that, try and get everything level and flat and at the same height, and hopefully this will look a little better. Alright, I spent a little time with that, got the feet kind of leveled, and that is a lot better. There is a little bit of space between there, but it's consistent top to bottom, and the feet aren't sticking out at different levels like they were before. There isn't a gap between this piece and this piece. It's relatively smooth across there, and same way up here. Now what I did is I put a couple brackets up here to kind of hold everything together between each of them. So that should also make it a little bit more stable, because now it's almost essentially one piece. So that's good. Move on to the next thing now. Let's put the books back in here, and like I said, get that table back into position in that corner. Alright, so as you can see, I've made some progress. I got the books back in the bookshelf, I got the table down here. I also put this thing on the wall. This is, honestly, this was a corner piece to a desk that I used to have, well, that I still have. It was a desk that was kind of a right angle piece, and you know, you had the desk in front of it, and then another desk this way, and it had this piece that joined them together, and I just turned it into 2 desks. I have one of them in here in the guest bedroom, right there, and then the other one is in front of the TV in the living room, and that's and so I had to do something with this, and I said, you know what, in the house in California, I had it hanging on a corner in a wall like this, and it's just a nice little shelf, and so I hung that up in here, and I don't know what I'm going to put on there at this point, but we'll figure out something, but I think it looks pretty cool there. I've also started picking out some of the pictures that I want to hang on the wall here. I got a couple of animated film festival posters. I think I want to hang those up. I want to put the drapes back up. Remember I had like 1,000 holes around where the drapes were, so I just ended up covering them all up, you know, filling them all in, and we're going to do that all from scratch. So I'm going to get that going right now, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Alright, I've made a bit more progress in here. Got the dresser in here, got the little table I have at the foot of the bed that kind of holds blankets and pillows and stuff like that. More of the art that's going to come in here. Got the drapes up. So this room is starting to come back together. Got a little bit more work to do here. Like I said, I still need to hang up some pictures, bring a few more things in here, but it is coming together nice. Yeah, a lot of work put in here, but I think the results have been worth it, and it's looking good. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Alright, so I spent a little bit more time. I got some of the posters hanging on the walls. I might still put a few more up, but I think this room is pretty much done for now. So that's the whole process. You know, you've seen me do this a bunch of times, and like I said, I really like the color in here. It's a lot brighter in here. I think it's a lot more inviting, and these colors that I chose in here, I think they'll kind of go with the whole room, and kind of basically anything I put in here at this point will look pretty good with that. So I'm happy with the results. I hope you found this interesting, and hope you like the results too. So I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.